Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships. I'm Soopa-Dave, and I'm super pissed. Now, that being said, in this video, if you hear me pause for a second, it's to make sure I don't say anything that Wargaming could come after me for, because they have went after content creators in the past, and as you guys know, like with the Sir Fouch, they've had to apologize for it. I don't know if I got that name right, but they went after a content creator and it kind of went bad on them. But anyway, guys, I'm going to be careful what I do say in here. I guess just to make sure Wargaming can't really do anything. But that being said, I have a lot to say, including later on. I'm going to talk about my experience with the developers, which they're not going to like what I have to say about that. But let's get started, guys. I'm not a CC. You guys know that. I've been trying to apply for a CC. We're also going to get into that later. All right, so I have to pay for these ships and pay for all this stuff to showcase it to you. Now, that being said, that is not a rip on CCs. The other guys in the CC program seem to be great guys, and my experiences with them have been nothing but wonderful. So they're not a rip on them at all. But I do understand the value, because in order for me to show these to you, I have to buy these ships. I want to start out with that. Also, I did have a question about, really quickly, I do want to throw this in there. I do understand that the donations have been off for videos. I was not aware of that. So thank you for whoever commented that. So now you guys are able to donate in the comments of videos. I didn't know that was off for warships. I don't know why it was. All right, but that being said, I do pay for these ships. And today we just had a $300 ship, and I have a lot to talk about in this video, so I'm going to try to make it short. We had a $300 Tier 7 come out. Now, since I'm playing, I don't have a recollection of that ever being a thing. This seems to be the most expensive Tier 7 that I can remember, personally. And to be honest with you, if you want my opinion, even without playing it, I can tell you it's basically a Timu, Georgia, with worse consumables, and sure they have torps on it, but at least Georgia has armor and decent consumables, right? But I had to get this to showcase this for you guys in a video tomorrow. All right, and I understand that it's my choice to spend money in this game. Trust me, guys, I do get that. All right. I've spent a fair amount of money. And before I say this, how greedy they are, you guys have to understand that I'll put this in the video. I have played 111 games just on PS5. All right, that's not Steam, that's not Xbox 2, which I have had all platforms. But just on the 111 on PS5, this is the most greedy, and in my experience, the worst run-in I've had with developers in the game. We'll get to some of that later on. But in a game, and for anybody that thinks I'm a negative person, watch my videos. I'm an entirely positive person. In fact, I've never said anything negative about a development team outside of Wargaming at all. In fact, you guys hear me say positive stuff all the time. Farm Sim 25, the Farm Simulator guys are amazing. The Fishing Planet guys are beyond incredible to work with. I've never had even a slightly bad experience with them. But we've had some things happen in Warships, right? We now have a $300 Tier 7 ship. Um, Last time I mentioned that when these new Mystic Lantern crates came out, which, by the way, I might quickly interject that crate drops have gotten worse and worse over time. I did a video showcasing exactly the drop rates per tier for the same type tier ships have went down in the Black Friday crates and other crates in general, but I show that in a video. Those are facts. That aren't opinions, that's fact. The drop rates went down for them ships. All right. Also, in a fact, I showed you guys in a video. I'll try to remember to leave it pinned in the comment below. If not, hopefully one of my moderators that watch this do. But I did a video showcasing how if you are a new player in this game, to buy everything in the shop that they had available was $47,000 the day that I did that video. All right, $47,000. I have played Fishing Planet for 10 years, bought everything within that game, and spent less than $1,500. All right, so facts are what they are. This is the most expensive game on my list of games. There is no, it's a fact. It's not an opinion. There is no other game that I can spend $47,000 on without, and that's not buying a currency. That's buying the stuff that they ships that they had at the shop at the time. So it's not premium. That's not, like a premium currency either that games have. But for one-time deals for ships and stuff, $47,000 is the most I've seen in any game that I've played. That's just a fact. All right, and then we had these crates come out. So back to these crates, we talked about the crates dropping in rates lately. And I said, these are going to have, they're going to, they have the white Mystic crates that come out of them that everybody loves. And I said, don't worry, them will probably come out for doubloons later when they get the money out of you for these first ones. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. This week, the Mystic Lanterns came out. It is, and I will say too, I'm not a betting man, but I could almost guarantee before the end of this campaign, before the next update, there's going to be the old Christmas crates out to get you guys to spend more money. And me, because I'm the dipshit of all whales, right? And I spend money, obviously, to make videos, and for anybody that thinks I make money on Warships, you're absolutely crazy. The most I've ever made, and I did check this, was $15.61. So over my time of 2 years of making videos, or 3 years of making videos on this game, I've actually not made any money on it. To be fair, I probably lost a few thousand because I've spent $15,000 on this game over the last couple years. But in order to showcase the video or ships to you, that's what I do. And to be honest, it may have saved people a lot more money than that, right? So I don't feel necessarily bad about it. And I love naval history. So this game has always been like one that's been on my radar. Now, that being said, guys, I mean this. Let's see if the Santa crate comes out. Now, Wargaming is probably watching this, so we'll see if they continue to bring them out. But I can almost promise you they're going to bring old Christmas crates back to get more money out of you, because I know that most people like the old Christmas crates better than these ones for good reason. We'll see. And if you think that, but they're hitting all-time highs or lows, I should say, of putting stuff behind paywalls and stuff, and it's absolutely crazy to me. I don't want to go down too far down that road because a lot of it's opinion based, but we just had a $300 tier 7 ship. That is absolutely ridiculous. Also, I know that, and anybody that doesn't understand drop rates going down, just go back to the videos and watch them, or that video where I show the drop rates going down and stuff. Now, that being said, for anybody who thinks I'm crazy, now granted, to be fair to Wargaming, I do have most of the ships. I don't have as many opportunities as others to get ships out of things. But today I opened 210 crates, and I got one ship that wasn't a quote-unquote guarantee, right? So I didn't hit my limit, and then they gave it to me. That was Colbert. And yes, I finally get it. And now instead of 2 ships that can overmatch this, now there's 6 ships that overmatch it. So it's not nearly as powerful as it used to be. That aside, that doesn't matter. Also, Wargaming, besides their greed, it just this is my opinion. I want to be clear about it. They don't listen to the community. And I think most of you guys will agree with me. Even in the time that I played this game, they just do not listen. And I'll wait till we'll get into what my interactions are with the developers here at the end. But I think pretty much everybody agrees. I'll use like one example of like training rooms. What, everybody was screaming about them for 4 years, and they bring them out finally when they could make money on stuff, right? With like the fleets, I think they came out about that time. Don't quote me on that. I don't, not 100% sure because I can't remember very well on that. I don't want to say anything wrong there. But anyway, they waited. They took forever. They were, and to be fair to Wargaming, they're trying to make money, and boy, are they. All right. So, in their defense, listen, they're going to put out stuff people are going to buy. As you guys know, I've talked about Wargaming and some of their stuff in the past, and I limited my spending. Now, this month I decided to make another push to try to get into the CC programmer, which is laughable for reasons I'll talk about later, but to even get more views and stuff up. So I spent more this month. Kelly, I know you know, how much did I spend this month?
1,200 to 1,500.
Or actually in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, 1,200 to 1,500.
In the last 2 weeks. At least 1,200.
Yep, at least. Minimum.
And I will not see that back. Now, the reason I bring that up is because there's no value in that $1,200, and I'm going to stop doing it. I'm going to cut back. Now, I cut back until this month to try to do another big push to grow the channel, but I am now only going to do what I get through donations on the videos and what I make from videos. I'm not spending more than what I get. I'll spend everything that I get through Warship game or videos, but I can't spend any more than that. It's not a good decision or a business choice, and I can't afford to do it. All right. So moving forward, I am doing Warship games, or the Warship videos every day. I will continue to do that. But if I don't have the brand new content, there's not much I can do about it, guys. All right. That being said, you guys have known I have been trying to get into the CC program, and I have been denied 3 or 4 times. One of them very recently, within just a few months. All right. And you guys are probably super confused by that, as I was. All right. Because I have, listen, this is not a knock on anybody that does YouTube. And I understand some of my views are from Fishing Planet, but now I'm getting more views here, arguably, than I am on Fishing Planet. All right. So, but that being said, either way, I do a video on this game every day. At 30,000 subscribers, I'm not a numbers guy, but you can do simple math. I get more views, do more videos, and a bigger channel than some of the people in the CC program. So to decline me makes no sense at all, other than you know that I'm going to pay for these ships, or you don't like my opinions. And to be fair, on most ships, I am pretty positive. In fact, I'm one of the few people that probably haven't liked like 3 ships in the entire game. But I will tell you my experience with Wargaming, and it's been awful. And I'm not picking out any one person at Wargaming, because that could come with backlash, obviously, with Wargaming and their ability to always want to, well, I won't say that. Their ability to come, their history of coming after content creators that they didn't agree with or don't say good about them. All right. This is my experience with them. So I applied for CC. They said you got to hit a certain number of subscribers. And to be fair to Wargaming, just so that there isn't nothing left out, nothing's hidden to you guys, every time I've applied, there's been a different CC or community manager guy. Like, it's never been the same guy. So my experience has been with multiple people there, and also I don't know what happens to the other guys. So I don't know if they get fired. I don't know if they get moved around. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to say. I'm just saying I haven't dealt with the same guy every time. So the first experience was you have to hit a certain subscriber amount. I clearly did that, so then I reapplied. Then they said you have to be getting 500 videos or 500 views on videos. So they changed the goalpost. I made them goals, and I reapplied. Then they changed the goalpost again. I don't remember exactly the qualifications, but it was so I didn't meet it again. because I do have the subscriber amount. I do the content enough and the channel because I'd have 25% of my channel be at least Warships. It is. Uh, then it was the views, and then it was also they put another prerequisite in that is absurd. I can't remember what it was, but it was over. I don't want to say exactly, but it was something like or relevant to you had a video less than 500 views over the last 100 videos or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but they did some long-term thing to make it me not qualify again. And I have had nothing but terrible experiences with them, guys. The developers I wait on for days, sometimes weeks at a time for responses about information on ships or the CC program. It's been awful. It's been out of 111 games I played. Now, every one of them I don't talk to developers, but it's been my worst experience. Okay? And for anybody that thinks I'm just a negative person, this is not true. I've talked about how good the farm sim guys are, how amazing the fishing planet guys are. I've never even had remotely a slightly negative experience. Them guys have been awesome above and beyond. And this is the only game developers I've ever had negative experiences with. So that should tell you something. And again, not to be, I love all this guys in the CC. Although I don't know them very well, uh, I'm not. I haven't really had a lot of contact with them, but everybody that I've talked to within the CC program, the content creators have been nothing but short of been amazing to me. So I want to be clear, them guys are good, and I never would want to go after them. But I do have more views or more videos or more subscribers than some of them. That's just a fact. There's people in the CC program, I think, with less than 5,000 subscribers. So why would Wargaming do that? Well, this is just my opinion, but because I have been negative on some of their greed or their money issues and uh, and the fact that even if they don't let me in the CC program, I buy the ships, so they would lose out on money. I mean, it doesn't take common sense to understand that I have the prerequisites to be in the CC program and they deny me each time. It clearly at this point has been a personal vendetta, I think. My opinion. The only reason you don't is because, and you keep changing the goalpost, is for some reason you know I'm going to buy the ships or uh, something I've said in the past about you guys. When that is absolutely fine because now I'm cutting back on what I'm spending. I'm only spending what I get from donations and video and what I make from the videos. If I'm never going to apply for the CC program, they can shove that up their butt. I'll be quite frank. And if they say I'm accepted into it, I'm not taking it because you also can't say certain things when you're in the program. And that's not something I want to do anyway at this point anymore. So, that being said, I don't like to be negative, but I did want to do this video. And I'm assuming a lot of you guys agree with a lot of the stuff I said in this video, but the greed at Wargaming is getting out of control. I understand it's a business, you got to make money, but it is absolutely crazy. And my history with Wargaming and the developers, like I said, not one person in particular, the experience has been as a whole has been awful. So with that being said, moving forward, I'm still going to do videos, but if I can't get you guys the new stuff, I can't get you the new stuff right away. This update was this Christmas update has been absolutely costly to try to get you guys every ship and video. And no, my goal in this video isn't to make other people do anything. If you want to spend money on this game and you like doing it and you find value in it, absolutely. If you don't, I get it too. Okay? I am not trying to sway anybody. But moving forward, I cannot do that. It is not a good choice, and I'll have to use donations in the channel or the video revenue to moving forward for new content. Now, that being said, I got all the other ships in the game right now to do that other videos with, so should be good. But I feel your guys' pain, and I hear you guys, because just the comments I started to get on the update video for today, you guys seem to agree with me quite a bit. That being said, hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time, folks.